There are two ways of being in the world if you're an intelligent creature. One is where the present is this hairline division between the past and the future. And the past exists in memory largely for the coordination of some agenda in the future. And that's history. That's how the historical mind works. It coordinates the past toward the future. It's the idea of progress. It's the idea that we are on our way somewhere and each generation should take a step down the road. You know, these kinds of metaphors of movement. And then Merciliade talked about, and we could adopt his terminology, he talked about profane and sacral time. And he said history is profane. Every moment is unique, and every moment anticipates the future. And then he talked about the other kind of time, sacral time, where every action is what he called paradigmatic. That means every act is a repetition of a ritual act that occurred at the beginning. And so every father is somehow the first father. Every mother is the first mother. And people are conscious in the living of their lives of reenacting the paradigmatic activities. This is what we mean by the wisdom of the ancestors. You know, the wisdom of the ancestors is the paradigmatic activity. And there is a Tao. I mean, it's real. For instance, there is a way, I'm not sure I know it, but there is a way that McKennas have picked up small objects for thousands of years, presumably. McKennas, my people. And if I pick up an object that way, that's the easy way for me to do it. Because the Tao of the ancestors is blowing through the action. If I leave the Tao of the ancestors and do it some other way, it drains energy. And so the anhistorical people are always attempting to recreate an original perfection. And the historical people are the anhistorical people are trying to create an original perfection in the moment through their existential validity, through their being, through their soul, we say. That's what we mean when we say they have soul. The historical psychology is all about this stretched dimension of obligation, that there was a fall, that something must be fixed, that when it is fixed, then there will be this sense of satisfaction. But until then, somehow, you know, we are flawed. St. Augustine said, "O felix culpa," "O happy flaw," because he saw that flaw as permitting the drama of redemption. You know, I would offer a big no thank you to the drama of redemption. I would just like to go get loaded in the woods myself. But so, and here, let me see if I can now connect this to what I wanted to say this morning, which is pretty close and maybe brings this all together. History is not something that we do. This is part of what the problem has been. We have thought of history as something that we do. History is something that is done to us. And therefore, we are not responsible. This is the first thing to understand. History is a process. It's like waves in the ocean, and you are a cork. And for the cork to struggle with its moral responsibility for the waves in the ocean is for it to woefully misperceive where in the cosmos it's actually located. See, what happened to there are two ways of seeing in the world. There's the world of space, and this is the world that we have conquered. Literally, the phrase "the conquest of space," we know what that means. The world of space is coordinated through the eyes, and it is the place where history is enacted. But there is another way of seeing, and we pay lip service to it without really understanding what it means. The third eye, if you want to follow that metaphor, or let's just call it the inner eye. The inner eye does not see space. The inner eye sees time. And if you do not have an inner eye, you are blind as a bat when it comes to time. And this is what we did. I mean, we blinded ourselves at the beginning of history. We stabbed out the inner eye. And this is why history is a blind groping, Western history, because we can't see the landscape. We closed off the inner vision that shows you the unfolding topology of time. And the way we closed it off was by abandoning the psychedelic experience. That's what the psychedelic experience is. It opens the inner eye, and what the inner eye sees is time.